Okay, so here I am. I just caught Jay Dreamer's live stream, and there was a whole bunch of people chatting in there, and I was having kind of a good time. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself now, so I figured I'm going to start an after party. And if anybody shows up, wants to hang out or talk about anything or whatever, I don't have to even leave it up. I just want to hang out. And I like the forum that is available to you.
Whatever.
Whoops. That is available to you when you hang out like this. So, but I am about as unphotogenic as humanly possible today. I am still in my pajamas, and it is 8 p.m. My back's been out, and I've been sitting on a heating pad all day today, and I am looking just lovely. So I am not appearing to you today. I am just going to sit here and chat with everybody that shows up. So, what is up, everybody? I see Sandra and Richard and Chris. You guys are like my little following. I love it. I look up and you guys are always there. It's really cool. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Somebody want to come on here and chitty chat with me? Maybe? If you're not photogenic, you don't have to appear either. Anybody see anything interesting today? Anybody do anything interesting today? I didn't. Well, I did. I sat here and held down my chair and watched Marty Leeds all day and drank my lemon water. Hi, Luke. What's up? Oh, I really have nothing to talk about. I seriously just wanted to say hi and hang out and whatever. I think my kid is getting a cold or something. His throat hurts. He feels a little bit warm. No other symptoms, though. So I gave him some of this propolis. I think that's how you say it. It's related to bee pollen and such. It's supposed to be like heavy duty antibacterial and anti viral and such. It says it expires on 4 of 15. I bet you it doesn't. But I have these capsules that I bought that I've been putting kratom in, and because it tastes awful, it's got a terrible texture too. But somebody mentioned it in my chat during my live stream the other day, and it made me go get the bottle out and start thinking about it and reading about it again. And so he's not feeling very good today, and I took one of these capsules that I have for my kratom and put a dose in the capsule and gave it to him. Took one myself too. Tastes like disinfectant. The propolis, I assume. It it smells awful. It ugh. And it's all gummy and ew. Oh, it's gross. But put it in a capsule and it goes down smooth. Plenty of water, and you kind of taste it because you burp a couple times and it'll be there. But after like 15 minutes, that goes away and it was fine. I mean, I took one too. Gave him one. I took one. And I'll probably give my husband one when he comes in. He's outside building my chicken coop, cutting wood to build the chicken coop. I tried to make my chicken coop video. Tried to make a video talking about, well, to show you the babies that I have hiding in my basement, and to show you the beginning of the chicken coop. And just seemed like no matter how hard I tried, it was not cooperating. The words weren't coming. I dropped the camera at one point. It was like, screw this, I'm done. They're going to be full grown chickens by the time I get out there and show you guys what they look like. Boy. Ooh, hot. Makes me a little bit paranoid. You're going to hear strange noises and not know what they were. It occurred to me as I poured my lemon into my glass, it kind of sounded like I tinkled. I didn't tinkle, it was lemon, I promise. Really, Chris? Fine, leave. But definitely come on with me sometime. I like the little group thing. I like the group chat. I mean, you get once you start bouncing ideas off other people, you think of things that you didn't think of before and getting other perspectives, and I don't know. I love learning in groups. So anyway, I forgot to do my castor oil last night. I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to get a little bottle of it and put an eyedropper in it and put it next to my bed so it's right there and I won't not do it. But I was sitting here earlier looking at the sky out the window in front of me. I'm moving my hands. Ooh, Jesus. So many other works of so-called fiction. Okay, that's weird. Hold on. Hidden history. For some reason, Jay's stuff started up again. I should probably leave this place anyway. Anyway, I was sitting here looking up out the window and trying to see the floater in my eye. And a lot of it is gone. I mean, it's really gone. I can still see one of the bigger ones, but a lot of what I was seeing was missing. So, and the castor oil is the only thing I've done. I still haven't gotten the turpentine going. And kind of, I was thinking about doing it today, but now that my son is coming down with something, I don't want to stress my immune system by doing a detox and end up getting whatever he has because of it. So it seems logical for me to wait and see what's going to happen with that and let the air in the house come clean first. That just because I know it stresses your immune system. It has to. I mean, you're detoxing big time, and I mean, you're talking parasites and stuff. So I don't want to do that and get rid of a few parasites and get the flu, you know? Stacy's Realm. Good evening, my newest friend, or one of my newest friends. Yeah, I'm back. As I said when I started, I don't really have anything to talk about, and I'm not photogenic tonight, so I was just hanging out and thought I'd see if I could coax anybody to come on here and hang out and just BS about nothing. So yeah, if you haven't watched Jay Dreamers, he just finished a live stream talking about Smurfs and word entomology and all kinds of stuff. He always talks about interesting stuff. I don't agree with everything that he has to say, but he says a lot of interesting things. He brings up a lot of interesting points, and I like the way he thinks. He's a very childlike thinker. You know, he doesn't have a lot of boundaries in what he's thinking about. He just looks at things from all kinds of angles and uses his imagination. And I think we are imaginatively challenged these days. I know I am. I've never had much of an imagination, which probably sounds weird. But even as a child, I was so self-conscious as a child that I wouldn't act out and imagine and play the way other kids did because I was always, I don't know, I guess kind of paranoid that an adult would mock me, think I was goofy, think I was immature, think I was, I don't know, just all of those things. Even as young as 5, 6 years old, I don't remember imagining and using my imagination. So, I mean, I think of it as kind of being like a muscle. I would imagine if you're not using it, if you don't spend time in your head imagining, you probably have a hard time doing it. My husband, he's completely different. He goes out and he'll want to build something and he'll look at the materials he's got and he'll think about what he wants to do and he sees a picture of it in his head and he can imagine it and there it is and then he builds it and it works out perfect. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's like he has this whole plan built out in his head before he even touches anything. And I've watched him build a lot of things that way. I watched him build a business that way. Now, most recently, a chicken coop he's working on. Luke's not photogenic. And Chris hates cameras. You know, I don't know. I used to dodge cameras. I used to avoid them. And actually, if you'd have told me just 3 years ago that I would have a YouTube channel that I talk on regularly on video, I really wouldn't have believed you. I really would have thought you were pulling my leg because I'm the person that saw the camera come out and dodged, hide behind something. Don't take my picture. I always hated that. Don't like being on video. I don't like hearing my own voice like recorded. That bugs me. But I don't know, here I am. I kind of got over it. It was really weird the first time, and it was like every time after that for a while it got easier and easier, and then it was just not so hard anymore. Well, sounds like he's done working on the chicken coop. I'm going to shut the door so I don't bother him. Luke's never really liked being on camera or stage me either. Like, I don't know, I don't like being the center of attention. I'm often the center of attention. Like, I can't help it. I don't try to. I'm not a, hey, look at me kind of person, but I talk and I am sarcastic and I've got a witty, dry sense of humor, and I have no filter. So if I think it kind of falls out of my mouth, and people generally find me fairly amusing. And so, without intending to, by just being myself, if I'm in a group of people, I often find myself the center of attention. And then I try to figure out how to back out of that situation because it's like it was just one offhanded, snarky comment to my husband and three people heard me, and all of a sudden everybody's talking about what I said and waiting for me. They're like looking at me like, say something funny. I'm like, what do you want from me, people? Oy. Oh my God. Chris and Luke are starting a bromance here. No, you're handsomer. No, you're handsomer. Oh my God. Watching you two do that was worth starting this hang up for. Harder to concentrate on my topic when you can't see me. Well, I didn't really have a topic. But yeah, I don't blame you. Like I said, I didn't have a topic. I wasn't coming here to really share anything specific. Just thought I'd say hi and see if I could coax anybody to come on with me and say hi. Oh, you like my bromance comments? See? See? Oh man. No, if I hadn't been aching and in pain all day, I would not look like a troll at the moment. But I am a troll at the moment, and while I don't have a whole lot of shame, I am not going to put myself looking like a troll in a public forum because that's just weird. So, I mean, seriously. And I washed my hair last night and then went to bed on it. And so I've got this like afro going on. It's really, really, really obnoxious. All right. Well, anyway, I suppose I'll beg off. Go watch some more Marty Leeds. I really dig him. He's pretty cool. The whole gematria thing, it's always bothered me. I believe it's a real thing. I believe it's being used. I believe I mean, I can see with my own eyes certain numbers always seem to appear when you're dealing with false flags and things like that. So I know there's something to it, but it bugs me, which is something he was just saying in the video I was watching right before Jay went on and I went there. He was saying how other people who do gematria have like a half a dozen different ciphers, and they basically take the words they're looking for and the numbers that they're looking for, and they force them to fit. And you can't take something and use 3 different ciphers to decipher it, because it doesn't even make sense that somebody would encode something that way. It would be a single cipher. And that's what I love about Marty, is that he uses a single cipher. And I like his cipher. I like that it's based on 7. So many things are based on 7, and it just, I don't know, I like that he gets the same results using the same cipher on everything that he looks at. So I think that he's onto something, and I like that he spends a lot of time in the Bible, deciphering the Bible and pulling numbers out of the Bible. It makes perfect sense that the Bible would be written in a numerological way, because I mean, it is the universal language. It is the one language that everybody can speak. But some people are better at math than others. And that's why his cipher is so beautiful, because yes, I will link who I'm talking about. Everything that he does is based on, it's basic math. It's math that you can do with your fingers and toes. Like literally your fingers. He talks about the phalanges in your fingers and counting them, and things like the Bible actually says that the kingdom of God is at hand specifically. You know, I mean, I don't know, it's big fat coincidence, but let me come up here. He has 2 channels, and I think it's because he's grounded on one, and so he made a second channel that is live feed. But you can't, where did I go? There you are. That one. And this one. Yes, Marty Leeds, Richard. He, it seems like he's twisting things to make it fit sometimes. And when I first started watching him, that kind of bothered me. And I was like, well, you know, you twist it this way and it doesn't fit, so you twist it that way and then it fits. And then I thought, you know what, though? He only twists it in specific ways, and he repeatedly does it this way, and it always works out the same. And he does a lot with pi, and pi is a morphing number because it is abbreviated, and the decimal point that it is abbreviated to depends on the way in which you're using it, but within a couple of numbers, it is actually pi, and mathematicians know this. And so when it comes up 3.142 instead of 3.1415, that is still pi. And sometimes these words come out to that, but it just, I don't know. I wrote down his cipher and I keep it, and I look at everything with it that way now. And you know what I thought was really neat? My first name, my full first name, is not a nickname. My full first name is Evie, spelled EVI, which through his cipher works out to 555. And you know what? I am a number person, and I am this deeply spiritual person, and I believe 100% that God or whatever you want to call it, the universe speaks to me in ways that I can comprehend. And it kind of rocked my world that my name, my first name, ciphers out to 555 using this cipher. And that was neat for me. So yeah, I really dig Marty Leeds. Start with some of his earlier videos, like the whys about it. Why this cipher? I just watched a video about that earlier today too, and I can't go through my history because I'm on this channel, not my regular channel. So I can't pull up my regular channel because I'm over here. And I can't, otherwise I could look at my history and show you exactly what videos, but he has some that are about why he uses the 7 cipher, where else you find the 7 cipher, which it is actually used quite a bit. And it's interesting. And it's one that you don't hear about. It's not based on, 10. It's not based in the way that we're used to things being based. Good night, Chris. Thanks for showing up and saying hi. Can't wait till you come on with me someday. Have a good night, hon. But I think that the fact that it's not well known and not well recognized makes it that much more likely to be legitimate, because these Freemasons, they put shit right in our face in such a way, but they have to keep some of their some of their secrets. Yes, especially Luke. Oh my God. You guys need a minute. Oh my God, that was hilarious. So yeah, if you're bored, check out Marty Leeds. And it's funny. I keep thinking about how 3 people have made a huge impact on me, and that is Bill Donahue, Santos Bonacci, and Marty Leeds. And in one of the videos I was watching today of Marty's, he was talking about how he used to be part of this network with Santos Bonacci and Bill Donahue, and nobody wants to play with him anymore. Nobody will talk to him anymore. They think he's ridiculous, and they won't even look at what he's doing. And I think it's because people are more concerned with defending their perspective than they are in actually learning the truth. Some people don't want the truth. They want to be right. They want their version of the truth to be the correct one, and they won't even consider what you're saying. They just want to tell you what their perspective is and why they're right. And I think that is really too bad, because they go together like peas and carrots as far as I'm concerned, especially those 3 men. I mean, I don't know. All 3 of them are doing amazing work, and I love it. If you don't know Bill Donahue, go look at Bill Donahue. Bill Donahue is an older gentleman, and he does talks on astrology in the Bible and decoding the numbers and such in the Bible. It's really interesting stuff. And Santos is all about astrology and the natural rhythms of life, and how this is found. Astrotheology is the study of deifying the sun. All our religions are in the sky, and that makes perfect sense, because I mean, everybody can see the sky, everybody can look up, and there it is. It makes sense that would be the easiest way. If this place is actually created by some being that wants to communicate with us and wants us to know it, it's not going to leave men in charge of teaching us what we need to know. It makes sense that everything you need to know about God and your place in the universe is in nature. It's in the sky and it's in nature, because that's creation. I mean, how else would you know? How else, other than observing nature and how nature works? Hi, Mark. How's it going? Ooh, space station. I think it's funny that thing is supposed to be so far away, but if you squint at it as it goes over your house, you can make out the overall shape of it. You're telling me I can make out the overall shape of a freaking school bus from Cleveland? I mean, seriously, dude. That's insane. People are silly. Thank you, Sandra. You are so on the ball. I am so not on the ball. I'm off the ball. I'm under the ball. uh, oh my gosh, The Truman Show. You know, I've gone back and watched that a few times in the last year, last 2 years. I mean, geez, I've been flat for this coming August is 3 years for me. So it's been 2.5 years for me. And I go back and watch that movie. I go back and watch a lot of things now with different eyes. I'm forever looking at the background. I'm looking for the numbers. I'm looking at globes. I'm looking at maps. I'm looking at, you know, everything that is subliminally planted. You know, it's meant to just be there for you to pick up without actually looking at. And I think that the quote entertainment industry is actually more interesting now that I see the programming, because there's so much to see. There's so much to take in. And, you know, I'm not being programmed by it anymore. I'm not a consumer. I was never a consumer. I'm a very frugal, self-aware person. And I mean, you can always be more self-aware, and I strive to be so. I want to be aware of myself and what I'm doing and the impact that I have. And I try to take responsibility for the energy that I carry with me, because, man, nothing worse than standing there next to somebody that's carrying a shitty energy and they just don't care. And they just spread it right around. They're little energy vampires, and it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I forget what my damn point was. How the programming. And yeah, I enjoy watching the programming and watching for the signs and just the little shit that they put out there, because there's so much truth that they put out there in the background. They want you to see it, but they don't want you to see it. Oh my gosh, there's all-seeing eyes everywhere. Yeah, I can't concentrate on films either, Sandra. I really can't. It's like I can't even get into the plot. Now I'm looking at the freaking people and I'm like, are you a real person? Are you a real human being? Are you a clone? Are clones real? Is Hall of Hollywood actually clones? Or is that just too ridiculous? I mean, these thoughts are always circling through my head, and I'm looking at people and I'm looking at the way that they act, and it's like I'm watching a movie about a movie. You know, what I'm watching and what the person next to me is watching are completely different shows. And I'm personally, I feel I'm getting a hell of a lot more out of my show than they are getting out of theirs. Or at least I'm aware of what I'm getting out of it, where they're just having things implanted in them. It's creepy. It's creepy how well that kind of programming works, and just subliminal stuff, and the way they imply things. Oh my God, they're so trainees. Oh my gosh, it's undeniable to me in so many ways. I mean, I think that some that people claim are trainees probably aren't, or they don't appear to be to me. But there are some, oh my gosh, Justin Bieber is so a girl. And Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus are freaking clones of each other. That really creeps me out, but man, there's some memes about it where they cut their faces in half diagonally, and they take the top of his face and the bottom of her face, and switch them around. I was trying to say switch and swap at the same time, but they'll swap them, and it's the same face. They have the same face. Their eyes line up, their ears line up. It's the same damn face, and that is creepy beyond creepy to me. Oh yeah, Richard, you were getting that camera. Did you get your camera? And you're right, Sandra, it is all about the eyes to see. And it's funny because if you don't have the eyes to see, you won't be convinced. I've tried to point a few things out to a few people, and they just look at me like I've lost my freaking mind. Aw, thanks, Stacy. I try to provide more subject matter, more relevant subject matter than TV. I think there's a shortage of people doing so on YouTube. I was just watching yesterday, or was it this morning? Alice in Mandela Land did a video 2 weeks ago that I just found today, where she's talking about how nobody's making videos anymore, and they're not. A lot of people have begged off and stopped talking about stuff, and oh, it's getting lonely out here in YouTube land. Oh, you gotta wait till payday. Bummer. You know what, Richard? If you're getting a memory card, I don't know what you would do normally, but I order memory cards off of Amazon because you can get massively huge memory cards for like half the price that you're going to pay in a local store. Like probably Walmart is where you would end up going anyway. I'd rather give my money to Amazon than Walmart personally. I have it's like 180 gig flash drive that I bought off of Amazon for like $19. And I keep my life on it. I've had enough computers crash on me that I started keeping everything on a flash drive. And it's also nice because no matter where I go, I can take everything with me. I have all my memes and all my flat earth stuff and all my personal stuff, pictures and Bible study stuff, and all the stuff that I have that's important to me is on that flash drive. And I can unplug it from my computer and go anywhere and take it with me and just have everything that I want and never lose it. Although it's been pointed out to me, flash drives can crash too. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know. And I probably wouldn't want to, use it for 10 years, but I'll probably switch out at some point before, I mean, if it starts being wonky or something, which it's actually doing now. Oh, I realized this is really weird and I don't know how to explain it. The USB item that is plugged in next to my flash drive in the back of my tower doesn't work right. That's why my mouse wouldn't work when I did my hangout. And I realized it moving some things around earlier today. Everything that I plugged in next to that flash drive went wonky and didn't work right. And I'm not computer savvy. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff, but it makes me wonder if it's like, I don't know, drawing too much energy, taking energy away from the USB next to it. I don't know if that would actually be a thing. So, oh yes, local electronic stores. Yeah, we have a Radio Shack that's a locally owned place that's not too far from here, and that is where I would go for something like that if I wasn't going to order it on Amazon. I try to buy local. I like the idea that I'm putting food on someone's table in my town. These are local people that run local businesses, and Walmart's trying to destroy that. So I also try to support my local entrepreneurs as I am a local entrepreneur. So, we got to take care of each other. Stacy made your first. Jazz got you to do it. Made your first what? Did you make a video? Did you make a video? I'll have to go look. I don't know if I subscribed to you or not. I don't automatically sub people that sub me. I'll go, and if they have videos, recent videos that are relevant to me, I subscribe to them. But if, their last video was a video for 30 seconds of their cat 3 years ago, I don't subscribe. I probably miss things that way. If people do get brave and start talking, I don't get the notification unless I find them or someone tells me. But, anybody ever wants to share anything with me, if you make a video and you want to share it with me, throw it in my comments. Pick a video and throw it in the comments, and I'm happy to look at it. Or you can email it to me, or I have Gmail hangouts that I chat. I chat with Sandra there. I mean, I'm just a normal damn person. So if you want to hit me up and say, hey, look at this, or hey, do you know about that? Hit me up. Always looking for awakening people to share with. So don't be scared of me. I'm not the boogeyman, I promise. It's weird, though. It's weird to start a personal relationship, start talking to somebody on a personal level when you're used to seeing them in a forum such as this. I know it was really weird for me. First time I ended up on the telephone with Jazz was like the most awkward thing ever. And then we ended up talking for like an hour once a week. We were talking all the time on the phone. You get over the hump. You're kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say that it's like a celebrity, but it kind of is, because you see them. I think having people on a screen kind of does something to you. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a psychological thing. That's probably why we have screens. But it is weird. It's like, oh, I made friends with Martin Kenny on Facebook yesterday, and I was all starstruck by it. Martin Kenny. I know I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it yesterday. His cosmic egg theory of the universe is really, really interesting. And he did a presentation on it, and it's phenomenal. I mean, it completely changed the way I envisioned the universe. It really changed a lot, and it made a lot of things make sense for me. I mean, I feel in my heart that it's true. It might need some tweaking, but my intuition tells me that he's really onto something. And he was a suggestive friend, and I was like, sure, what the hell? And I sent him a friend request, and he accepted it, and I was all starstruck by it. I sent him a message and thanked him for putting all that time and effort into that presentation and into that working model. It was really interesting, and I am not a person who has ever been even remotely interested in the model of the flat earth or the model of the universe. I could give a shit about models. All I know is that I was lied to, and I'm more of a where do I go from here kind of person. But his presentation is absolutely paradigm shifting. It was amazing. um, I am gonna scare it up for you. Here it is, the full presentation. It's 2.5 hours long. Don't let that scare you, I promise. The first like 10 minutes are a little bit slow, but holy cow, once you get into it, it blew my mind. He compares all of these ancient cultures and these ancient um, perceptions of the universe, and how so many of them are the same. And he actually made a physical model of it and explains it. It's amazing. It really is. It's the next step in flat Earth, as far as I'm concerned. It's really, really interesting. Um, You did make a video, Stacy. That's cool. Well, I'm gonna go check that out for sure. Well, you got a link? Get us the link. We all want to see it. Oh, nice. A guitar shop that deals with electronics. Man, that'd be my kind of place. I'd walk in there and drop $100. I love guitars and I love electronics. One of these days, I want to play my guitar for everybody. I'll get braver. I did it back, I mean, a year ago after I had been playing for like a month. My first song was Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. And I played that for everybody. You can find it. I think the word guitar is in the title, so if you search my channel for guitar, you can see me play guitar badly, but I can. And it's been a year now that I've been playing. I was learning The Police, Every Breath You Take. That's what I sat here playing this morning. I had it in my head, it was stuck, and I'm like, I bet you I can play that. And so I looked up the chords and sat here playing that this morning. Ah, Luke gets starstruck too. Good. It's like I feel kind of crazy when it happens because I'm like, they're just a person. But man, I could run smack into like Tom Cruise and could not give less of a shit. It would be so meaningless to me. I don't idolize them in any way. I don't look up to them. I actually look down on them. I think that they're pieces of shit. They're they're paid to lie to us, and they do a really good job of it. They're the jesters. They're the only ones in the kingdom that are allowed to openly lie to you and tell the truth at the same time. And I can't think of a single celebrity that I would be starstruck by. The closest I've ever come to being starstruck by a celebrity is in what, 2001, I think. My husband and I went to see George Jones play at a county fair. And that was the coolest thing ever. George Jones is an old classic country singer from like um, 50s, 60s. I mean, he was still singing right up through. He had a huge career, but he was one of the first country music stars. And I grew up listening to it at my grandpa's house. Grandpa loved country music, and George Jones he's cool. He's just cool. And he died like 2 years later, or maybe it was only a year later, but he died. And I was like, wow, how cool that I actually got to go see him sing live before he died. It's neat because he's not my generation. He's not my generation or the generation before me. He's actually two back. So it was kind of cool to get to see this icon from that time. It was neat. But other than that, celebrities don't do anything for me. But if I would like to meet Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra changed my life. Martin Kenny changed my life. Santos Bonacci, I was all starstruck when he accepted my friend request on Facebook too. I was like, wow, that's incredible. And I bet you Marty Leeds has a Facebook, and if he does, I'm going to find him and friend request him because I'll be all starstruck by that too. But I'm talking about real people, real people who have actually made an impact on my life. How much impact did freaking Brad Pitt ever make on my life? Absolutely zero. You can't attach a link. Oh, you know why? You don't have a wrench. I'm going to give you a wrench, and then you can do whatever the hell you want. There you go. Actually, there, yeah. You can post links. That's why Sandra can post links. Robert Lee and Rebecca. Like, you look the same as you do on TV. For real. It's neat. I was mildly starstruck for a few seconds when I first started communicating with Patricia Steer. And then, all the drama around all of that crap started, and I got over that and away from it really quick. And, I'm not here to bash anybody or talk shit about anybody. I'm sure Patricia Steer is a perfectly nice person. I'm just not into infighting and drama and crap. So I stay away from it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Yay, now we have a link and we can sub. Heck yeah, make us videos. Cool beans. Well, know what I'll be watching when I get off of here, which I probably won't stay too much awful longer. I'm just sitting here, talking to myself. Michael J. Fox. That's interesting. See, I think meeting a celebrity would probably disappoint me because they're not the character. You see Michael J. Fox and you picture, the nerdy kid from Family Ties, or for me, I think Michael J. And immediately I'm Back to the Future, and he was so lighthearted, childlike, fun-loving, easygoing, laid back, and He's probably not like that in real life. He's probably completely different in real life. One of them, I can never remember his damn name. One of J-Lo's husbands, um, I heard that he's a real asshole. He's real likable on the screen. Everybody loves him. And somebody, it was like a picture of a tweet or something that I saw, and it was like a waiter or a waitress or something was like, wow, he's a real asshole. But, it's probably annoying to be a celebrity and go out in public and just want a damn cup of coffee and be mobbed by a bunch of, immature, shallow teenage girls. But at the same time, I don't have any sympathy for that because, well, put your big fat face on a camera and be a freaking celebrity, and that's the life. That's what you're dealing with. I mean, I'm not even interested in building a subscriber base. I can't believe I have 1,200 subscribers, and I don't promote myself. I don't put it out there because I don't want to have 10,000 subscribers that are faceless and I don't know. I'd rather have all 7 of you guys. Do I still have 7 here? 8 now. I'd rather have you 8 and, talk to you about real stuff and share real stuff than have faceless people that, lurk and make no impact on my life. I don't just want to affect other people. I want to be affected. I want to share and figure this place out. This place is a messed up place. Oh, and Michael J. Fox and his what is it, Parkinson's he's got? That makes me wonder. Any celebrity with any illness now makes me wonder, especially since that Joey and Rory and the wife died of cancer, of a perfectly completely curable disease, and they're elite, so they know this stuff. They weren't the poor farmer couple that, I mean, they became famous because they went on uh it was a reality show of some sort. I don't remember which one it was. It was The Voice, or I think there was a one on CMT that was duets. I think it was called Duets, and they were on one or the other and got a record deal. And I don't believe that shit is real. I don't believe that those are just people. I think that they're placed there. I think that the cards are stacked, period. Why wouldn't they be? They stack all of the cards everywhere else. Why wouldn't they stack the cards? It makes no sense. And, there's Michael J. shaking all over the damn place. It also makes me very suspicious. Speaking of, it makes me really suspicious of people like Jim Carrey. He's been saying some really out there shit lately, and you want to believe him, but again, you're dealing with somebody that is professionally paid to lie to you. They're professional liars. And he's an activist against vaccinations. He's also not American, though. He's from Canada, supposedly. I don't know. Maybe there are some real, actual human beings in that mess of helly weird. I don't know. I just know that these questions need to be asked and people need to look at this stuff because there's some really, really messed up shit that goes on. And there's no excuse for it. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. It's ethically wrong. The shit that they're doing is just twisted, is completely twisted to hide penises in little children's movies and shit. And oh my God, I don't know. It's all really messed up. My brain bounces all over too, Stacy, as you can see. Whenever I make videos, I like to have at least a set of some kind of notes, at least, major points I want to touch on or something, because yeah, I go off, well, you hear me go off on a tangent and I get 40 seconds in and I forget what my freaking point was in the first place. It's not hard to do. There's so much to say and so many points to make. And when you start talking about something and you have like 10 different opinions about it, you can easily get lost on what opinion you were trying to state at the moment. So I definitely recommend notes. However, don't be so specific with your notes that you have to be a perfectionist about it, because the best videos I make are when something floats into my head and I sit down and I turn on the camera. Right there. I mean, maybe I'll sit down and spend a minute, 2 minutes making a couple notes so I know what I want to say and I can keep my train of thought. And then I sit down and make the video right there. Because if you put it off for when you are less busy or when you have time or whatever, you lose the passion that you felt when it came to you. And it becomes less important for you to say it. You already said it to yourself. You already thought it through and you didn't put it out there. And now it's old news to you. And it's easier to just forget about it. I have pages of video ideas that I've written down, and I should have made the video right there. And I'm still going back through stuff and trying to muster up some passion to say what I want to say about these topics. So I like to I do it a lot less recently, but I used to do a lot of just voice. I would use the voice recorder on my phone and just say what I want to say, and then come home and upload it to my computer and add, whatever picture to the background and just let it play like that. There's less to look at, like you said. Maybe it's harder to keep your train of thought when you're not looking at me, but it also, I mean, it helps you keep that drive to keep in your head what you want to say, and to say it with the same ferocity that you would say it, that you won't say it with later. Just little piece of advice for me to you, take it or leave it. That's my thoughts on it. I try to do more of that myself. I don't know why all this information's coming to us now. You know what though? I think that there is something to it. I think, and Martin Kenny goes into that in his cosmic egg theory. These things happen throughout history. It even says in the Bible, there's nothing new under the sun. I believe all this has happened before. And I think that there is an energy that comes over us as we go through the ages. I mean, there's the golden age and the silver age, the bronze age, and there's another one that I can't think of. There's 4 ages. And these are all mapped out in his model of the universe and how they happen according to all these ancient cultures that have observed this. I mean, these things have happened before. So I think it's coming to us now because we are actually looking for it. As soon as I started to wake up, the first lie that I saw, I knew I wanted the truth. I knew that everything else must be wrong too, or at least a lot of it. And I went searching. And again, I'm a biblical person. Seek and ye shall find, knock and the door will open. You're never going to find something you're not looking for. And so many people not only aren't looking, but when you try to show them, they don't want to see it. They will close their eyes and put their fingers in their ears and hum because they don't want their illusions destroyed. They believe in the American dream. They believe that they're born into this fair system where you work hard and you're rewarded and you have this perfect little life, and the shit isn't real. The life that we're presented with through television, mind you, is not real. And it's depressing. But I'd rather live with a depressing truth than be happy in a lie. Uh, but yeah, and I think Martin talks about uh, the different rings of land, and that each ring of land has its own toroidal field around it. I mean, we've decided that we're in a torus field. So each ring has its own toroidal field around it, including the Garden of Eden, which is at the center of the North Pole. And the toroidal fields stretch. they widen and kind of encapsulate each other, and they start in the center, and the center one in the Garden of Eden, is the center point. It's the perfect place. It's the harmony. It's heaven, for lack of a better word. And as these toroidal fields expand, basically that toroidal field is getting wider and will eventually cover our Earth as we know it. And as this is happening, it seems that this energy, some people can't handle the energy. Some people, like me, have been reaching for this energy their whole lives. I've always been a meditator. I've always been a spiritual seeker. This is important to me, and I feel like I have been drawn along this path, preparing myself for this energy. We're experiencing this shift, and I think that the very air around us is helping us awaken if we so choose to go that way. And that's definitely the way I'm picking. So I think Jim Carrey probably has something to do with mind control. I mean, I still hate saying mind control. It sounds so goofy. It sounds so made up. It's like, oh yeah, you're under mind control. But I also very firmly understand that that is a very real thing. It's so, even that's another program we've received through TV, is what is actually um, legit possibilities and what isn't. We're taught what is fantasy and what is reality. And in reality, a lot of the shit we think is fantasy isn't. It's real. It's right there in front of us. Good. Glad you like my advice. I hope it helps. When I realized it certainly made a difference in the videos I make. I definitely have more oomph. I do like doing a Sunday hangout though, and it helps. I think of a topic, and I find that the topic comes to me. All of a sudden I'm getting little bits of information about different things, and I'll start taking notes, and then by Sunday I know it's live. I have to go. People are expecting me. Maybe I'll get someone to come on with me, and I go on and talk about what I want to talk about. Sometimes it lasts an hour, and sometimes it goes more than two. It just depends on what's coming out. But the little videos, the in between stuff, when it occurs to me, I gotta say it, or I'll leave it behind. Oh, Mark, I'm glad I helped you. That is awesome. That I like to hear. Magnesium is definitely very, very powerful, and I think we all are varying degrees of deficient in it. I really don't see how we can't be mineral deficient in practically everything at this point. I mean, our food is complete garbage, so that is awesome. Sunday morning, even told some friends they haven't slept like that in years. Oh, I'm positive it is too. I mean, that was the first thing I noticed. My heart was pounding out of my chest, and I got up and I took my supplements and I laid down, and man, it was like I was a different person. I woke up in the morning having not slept like that in so long. I couldn't even remember the last time I had a good night's sleep like that. I actually started supplementing at night now. I supplement magnesium at night and in the morning. I have a little spray bottle, and I put magnesium in it and my sandalwood oil, and I put a squirt in each armpit in the morning. I don't know why magnesium is anti-odor, but it is. Your armpits won't smell. And I just add the scent because I like it. And I do that at night on my way to bed, and I do it in the morning when I get up. And it absolutely makes a difference in my sleep. It's really, really relaxing. I mean, they'll tell you to go soak in Epsom salts to relax, and it's basically the same thing. It's just a lot more bioavailable, I guess is the words I'm looking for, when you use oil on your skin. And I like that you're not going to overdose, because taking too much magnesium is a real thing, and it can make you not feel well. So using the oil, um, if you're not deficient, you're not going to absorb it. Your skin won't take it in unless it needs it. Same with iodine. I put a big old patch of iodine on my belly the other night, and man, it was gone like a couple hours later. I didn't even make it overnight. It was ridiculous how fast I absorbed it. So I've been taking this iodine supplement, and I can't say that I'm noticing a difference, but I know I am deficient in iodine, and so that's going to affect my thyroid and my metabolism, and you get headaches from thyroid being wonky and stuff. So I'm just hoping. I think we forget that you're not supposed to take supplements forever. You're supposed to correct an imbalance and then correct your food. You're supposed to correct your problem naturally, not, depend on a pill for the rest of your life. So, um, I want to correct my thyroid, correct my iodine levels, and start eating actual sea kelp or whatever I need to do because I don't eat iodized salt. So I want to figure out a way to maintain this through my diet so I'm not taking a pill forever. And I need to do the same with magnesium. That's why women crave chocolate around their period. There's a lot of magnesium in chocolate, and your body is preemptively trying to bulk up on magnesium because you lose magnesium once your flow starts. All that blood and tissue has a lot of magnesium in it, and you lose it. And that is actually why we crave chocolate around our period. It's not just some silly, we have PMS and we're sad and we want chocolate. It's actually a biological thing, which I thought was interesting when I learned that. I craved chocolate when I was pregnant with my kids. And that was what the doctor explained to me, was that it was magnesium. It does suck living day to day with sleeping people, and deceit absolutely sucks. Are you taking just regular iodine, like out of a bottle of first aid iodine? I don't think 20 drops of iodine is a lot, being that I probably put 3 times that much on my skin and my skin sucked it right up. I like that, Mark. On a mission to get your body right. That's where I am. I'm really trying to get in tune with myself, really listen to what my body's telling me, what I'm craving, eating what I'm craving and not eating when I'm bored, really paying attention to the way I feel. And I've been meditating that way, going inside my body when I meditate. And really, like, you ever try to feel a bone in your toe? You want to talk about focus. Try to feel bones in your toes or in your fingers, or go inside, close your eyes, relax, clear your mind, and go inside your body and try to find your pancreas. I know that sounds really silly, but I don't think it seems that far-fetched that we should be able to do that. We are so far removed from our own bodies. I mean, you can't you can't just sit in meditation because you're lazy. You're doing nothing. When you're actually doing something very important, extremely important. And also, while I'm talking about meditation, I think one of the most powerful meditations that I've ever discovered is a awake, active meditation. Just having your mind be clear. I find, and I think that's part of the reason why things come to me the way they do. And I think it's because I am in a state of meditation probably 75% of the time. When I'm doing dishes, I try not to like go off in my own head. You find yourself having conversations with people that aren't even there, when you're, yapping away and getting mad about shit and whatever, and all you're doing is washing a pan. So when I do things like dishes and stuff, I try to really pay attention to what I'm feeling, what I'm doing, the way the water feels on my skin, the slipperiness of the soap, the feeling of my feet being planted on the floor, and the fuzzy throw rug that's under my feet, and just really be in the moment, be there with the stupid dirty dishes, and not be somewhere else in my head. And that slows your brain waves down, and that puts you in that meditative state of mind. So I try to do that a lot. I try not to let my mind go nuts and yappity yap yap yap. I try to shut it up and just be in the moment. Another way of putting yourself in the moment is to like sit somewhere and look at something and then shift your focus from the item that you're looking at to the space that exists between you and the item. Be the space. When you're looking at the space and not the thing, it shuts your brain right up pretty quickly. Holding your breath also shuts your brain up. Take a deep breath and hold it and count to 10. You will find that you don't think anything except for the numbers. Unless you're doing it and thinking about how I told you you wouldn't think anything, but you're thinking about this because, you have to focus on something. Give it an honest shot, though, and hold your breath and count to 10, and you will find 10 seconds of complete peace in your mind. It's really, 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 really good for you and your development. Um, what do I think of? Oh, wow, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Serapeptase? I don't know what I think of that, but I will copy and paste it over here and look into it and let you know. Interesting. The miracle enzyme. Well, I'm clearly going to find that interesting. Thanks for sharing. I'll see what I think. Ionic magnesium, 400 milligrams. Wow, I have this giant bottle. It's like a quart of Dead Sea magnesium, or I think it's Dead Sea or no, the Dead Sea stuff is my clay. I don't know. I bought it on Amazon. It's the 100% pure, etc. I've had it forever. I've probably had it for 3 years, and I've given away magnesium in like little baby food jars and stuff. Like, here, try magnesium oil. And I still have half a bottle. I use it constantly. Like I said, twice a day. And sometimes if I'm feeling kind of tense, I'll just grab my little spray bottle and just put a spray in the middle of my stomach. Just because your stomach is a softer skin. It's not rough like skin that's exposed to the elements, and it's absorbent, and it's calming. It's relaxing. It's good. You're reading the instructions. You should be taking way more. That's funny. Lugulose iodine. I don't know what that is either. I'm gonna have to look that up too. Boy, I'm learning all kinds of stuff today, huh? That's nice. Hi, Ranty. How is it going? Hi, Clarissa. Or good night, Clarissa. See you next Sunday. Dreamers. Pop in, pop out. Well, I love you too, sweetie. Good talk. I love Smurfs. I don't know if you saw my comment or if you go back and look at your chat, but I was wondering if you thought there was any significance to there only being one Smurf or one female Smurf. Seemed kind of weird. Whole damn group of males and one female plopped in the middle. Little Bird was saying that apparently she was, according to Wikipedia, created by Gargamel, I guess, out of clay to distract the Smurfs, but that's just the mythology of it, I guess. I was just wondering because I thought it was weird. Wondered if you thought that was significant or significant. Oh, belly button, right? That's an interesting idea. But I think that you're probably right. I mean, it makes sense that it would be, I mean, considering what it was originally used for and that it's still there, you would think that there is some kind of connection, being that it is a hole from the connection. So that's interesting. Maybe I'll start putting magnesium oil in my belly button. Good night, Ranty. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. The females have their own village like the Valkyries. Really? No kidding. I mean, is this from the movie or whatever? Because I have no experience with Smurfs beyond the old school, old cartoon that we watched on Saturday morning. I know you're the same damn age as me, so I'm sure you watched them too. Um, and I don't remember there ever being a female Smurf except for Smurfette. Somebody was saying that there was another one that was red haired that had braids or whatever. And I don't know if that's from the new cartoon or what, but I don't remember anything like that. And yes, Mark, it does make sense. That's really interesting. Interesting indeed. And you know what? It's funny. I mean, I don't know. I have an innie. Mine is a big old innie. And I think it's funny how it seems protected. I mean, it kind of creates a cover for itself. It kind of hides itself away. Smurfberry Crunch. You're such a dork. uh, look into lion's mane mushroom. Okay, I will look into that too. Although, I don't know. I'm not sure what I think about mushrooms these days. Fungus is kind of creeping me out these days. Improves memory and mood. That's interesting. Ooh, it's pretty. Huh. Okay, I got lots to look into now. I guess I won't be bored anymore, huh? But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go chill. 20 after 9 now. It's time for me to take my broken ass over to my bed and rest for a while. Sitting up is getting old. So, thanks for coming and hanging out with me and giving me all kinds of good stuff to look into. Sorry I wasn't photogenic. I will be next time, I promise. So, I'm gonna get out of here. I love all of you. You're all super awesome. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I'll see y'all later. Good night.